Welcome back, my beautiful women, my entrepreneurs, coaches, and speakers over 50. Scooping you in. Today, I want to talk to you about securing high-paying clients. I'm going to give you kind of three things to play with and work with to begin to think about this. So, women of our age, as you've heard me talk about, grew up during a time in society when we weren't really nurtured or empowered to speak up, to stand up, to ask for money. We were kind of judged, made fun of, or ostracized if we were selling anything. And certainly our mothers would have been branded and labeled had they tried to do that. A few women really stood out and followed that path, but most didn't. And so we're now in a time when all the rules of the game have changed, right? There's kind of no societal rules anymore. Everything's sort of reshifting and shuffling. And that's really good because there's a lot of people who've been really suppressed, and this is giving them their freedom. And they're also empowering all of us to stand in our freedom. And I've always said that the journey to having money, wealth, and prosperity is a journey of sovereignty. So in this pathway, this prosperous feminine pathway to extraordinary income and impact, really supporting and serving others with our sacred soul gifts, we need to know a couple of things. Almost every one of my clients who's come to me that has an income problem, number one, they don't know what they're selling. Number two, they don't know how to market what they're selling. And number three, they don't know how to sell what they're selling and excel at enrollment, right? Without those pieces all coming together, you can have a great talk, but if you're not good at enrollment, you're just going to have a lot of talks. If you're great at enrollment, but you're not good at presenting and you don't know how to land your message, it doesn't matter because no one's going to come and do a discovery session. So I've always tried to train and sell women that sales and selling and sacred selling is a continuum, and it starts the minute that you want to open your mouth and that you want to share. It starts the minute that you get that longing to serve, because that's really what it's about. And so the first thing is you got to know what you're selling. And what I mean by that is you have to be able to explain to me the transformation that you offer and who it's for and what result they can get. So I help women entrepreneurs over 50 turn their sacred soul gifts into lifelong income. So it's very clear. It's one statement. Remember, I told you a couple episodes ago, money likes intentional clarity. So as you've heard me say, what women do is they go hang out a shingle for the modality or the methodology that they've learned and become certified in. But what you offer is so much more than just a coaching certification or a teaching or a training certification, because you've taken that training and that template, which was beautiful, I'm sure, and synthesized it into the next level, into the next thing, because you're going to put your personality into it. You're going to put your lived experience into it. And so this is where a lot of women over 50 get really stuck because of that societal hangup of, I'm not supposed to be able to speak up for myself, and I'm certainly not supposed to ask for money. And who am I to go out into the world and say I have something of value that you should pay me $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 for, right? That feels awkward. So you need to be able to see the value that you offer in order to be able to sell the value, in order to be able to receive the kind of money that you want to make for the work that you do. And without even knowing you, I know that you can offer transformational gifts. I see it across the board with all my clients. So the second thing is you got to know how to market what you're selling. And if you can, go listen to the previous episode on magnetic feminine messaging. So here's the thing about that is once you know what you're selling, to whom, and what result they can get, you want to talk about it in a way that speaks to that particular audience, right? And you want to do that consistently, and you want to make invitations, and you've got to be able to speak about it. You need to do a master class. You need to talk. You need to teach about it, right? And you need to explain to people and unpack for them, this is where you are. This is where you could be. The gap between where you are and where you could be is this piece that you're missing, and I'm holding the keys to that piece. Now, if you go out and message and market in that way, people can start to see and understand what it is they've been thinking and feeling, but they can't name. A lot of times our clients can't actually name the problem they have. So that's why you need to go out there and name it for them so they can go, yeah, that's it, right? And the third thing that you need is you need to excel at enrollment. Now, here's the thing. When I'm talking about enrollment, and I'm talking about it from the feminine sales perspective, I'm talking about you being able to help facilitate someone's yes or no, their whole body yes or no, their sacred yes and their total no, right? We don't want to leave people ruminating and wondering and thinking about, and there's an art to excel at enrollment. And so one of the easiest things to do is get people at an enrollment call into their possibility, into the vision, into what they want, and then discover what is in the way, what's the gap, what's the obstacle, what's the biggest thing that's stopping them. And then for that obstacle, what is the core thing that needs to shift? And then marry your offer with the thing that needs to shift. Now, this is a very top line little tidbit of tips for you during enrollment calls. If you follow just those few steps, you're already going to be well ahead of where you are. But the key thing I want you to remember from today is that securing high ticket clients is about being able to take them through a journey with you that is consistent, that is congruent, and has continuity into it. That what you're offering and selling matches your messaging, and what you message offers what matches what you're selling and to whom, and that the language and the tonality that you use appeal to them, right? And that by the time they get into a discovery session with you or an enrollment call, that consistency is there. Like if they see you being really confident and strong and positive on social media and during your marketing, right? And they get into an enrollment call and you're all timid, shy, and you don't know what to say. That's incongruent. The thing is, people don't feel safe and they don't feel confident in buying from you. So these three little things are a very simple sales system you can execute with low tech. It's a strategy that works. It's a strategy that I've used. I've actually used it over the last year and generated over $140,000. And I'm having people come to me and say, you're the one, how much? That's because my messaging has gotten much clearer and much more intentional. And over the course of listening to my podcast, you'll hear me say some of the same things because you need to hear them multiple times. And I want you to do the same. So just in listening to this, you have a simple system for securing high paying clients. Consistency, clarity, and congruence is the thing that make people feel safe and confident in buying from you. So make sure that you know what you're selling, how to market what you're selling, and how to sell what you're selling. And if you really want to unpack this, come on in and register below to the Fiercely Feminine Sales Formula 5-day training. I'm going to workshop this with you, tell you why you need a marketable system, and unpack a simple sales formula for you that'll secure high paying clients. It's working for my clients, it's working for me, and I want it to work for you. And so as we wrap up today, I want you to get really intentional about what you want to create with securing high paying clients. How many do you want? And how much money do you want to make per client? Okay. And here's another little tip for you. I strongly encourage you that each new client raise your fees because I guarantee you you're not charging enough. Okay. So I look forward to talking to you. Leave comments below, post, share, like, subscribe. I'm Julie Steelman with Momentum to Millions, and joining me is you on this prosperous feminine pathway to extraordinary income and impact.